Hi, everyone. It's Kate Byers coming to you for a late live broadcast where I'm starting a new 7-day series where we're talking about the myths that most of us successful women believe that lead to burnout. And I've got some notes over here, so forgive me if I look away from the camera. But if you're listening to this broadcast, whether you're listening to it live, you're listening to it later, I would love to know where you're from. Just like introduce yourself or say hey, or just say like, I'm from, I don't know, Minnesota. I'm from Sri Lanka, wherever. It's really, really interesting for women to recognize that a lot of us are dealing with this issue of burnout. And it's not just happening in one culture or this culture or in this state or in this industry. We work with women all over the world. We work with women across all sorts of different companies, different cultures, different corporations, entrepreneurs, doctors, veterinarians, people from all different walks of life in that sense that are just successful professional women. And so it's really great for us to share. So just tell us where you're from and we'll come in there and that would be great. Okay, myth number one. Today is day one of our 7-day series. Again, welcome. I'm Kate Byers. I founded Corporate Women Unleashed in 2017 to help successful women overcome burnout so you don't feel trapped and have to step back from your career, but at the same time, you no longer have to put your personal life at risk for your career, okay? And what we're talking about today is the 7 myths that successful women fall victim to over and over again that leads to burnout. And so today's number one myth is going to be that you think the cause of the burnout is your job. And it is not the job. 90% of the time, it's not the job. Now, I am not saying that there's not times where there might be a different company culture where you might fit better or, you can have a boss that's not so nice. I mean, those things happen. But again, for a woman who is successful and in control of her destiny, those things are like, great, you know what? This is a difficult boss. Awesome. This is a company culture that's not quite the perfect fit. But then from that space, we can just make decisions about what to do. We're not going to sit there and just take it until we burn out. Okay. What happens is in our culture is we have this line of thought where, if you're in the corporate world, oh, I wish I was an entrepreneur, right? Because entrepreneurs, they can call the shots. They can do what they want. Entrepreneurs can get out of bed at 10 or they can go, work till midnight or they can sleep all day and work all night. You can do whatever you want as an entrepreneur. And if you're an entrepreneur right now, you're like, that's so funny because it's all on me. I'm the person that gets the hate mail. I'm the person that gets beaten up. I'm the person that doesn't have anyone to lean on. You're in the corporate world. You have a team. You have a legal department. You have an accounting department. You have a financing department. You have an HR department. I wish I had all those things. You've got it easy. So guys, the grass is not greener on the other side. And if you fall victim to this myth, what's going to happen is you're constantly going to put the focus outside and say, oh, well, if I was an entrepreneur, if I was in the corporate world, if I, worked for the people down the street, it's not the job. We have women, I'm not kidding you, who will come work with us and they're like, Kate, you have to show me how to work 30 hours a week and get like really, really wealthy. And I'm like, okay. Fine. I mean, I'm all for it. Let's work 30 hours a week and be really, really wealthy. I mean, that's possible, but what is it you really want? That's not really what you want. What you want is freedom. What you want is to feel fulfilled. What you want is to know that your life's not wasting away. What you want is to feel this lack of regret, this lack of anxiety, this lack of stress, this lack of pressure. 30 hours a week and being, a multimillionaire sounds great, but that doesn't necessarily bring you all those things. It doesn't necessarily bring you freedom, fulfillment, lack of exhaustion, blah, blah, blah. So what happens is the myth is if I had this other thing, then all my needs will get met and I'll feel amazing. Okay, operative word. What did I just say? All my needs will get met and I'll feel amazing. And that's just not the case. We have clients literally who said, I have to find a way to earn what I earn and I can only work part-time. And do you know what those clients are doing today? They're working in amazing jobs where they're working 60, some even 70 hours a week at times. They love their life. They're fully connected with their families. Their marriages are now healthy and vibrant and fun. And they're like, oh my God, Kate, this is the best life ever. And I'm like, I know, because it's not about the hours you work. It's not about the wrapper. the box that you're working in, whether it's the entrepreneurial box or the corporate box or the full-time box or the part-time box. It is about you and how you operate inside that wrapper. Because I do not consider myself an entrepreneur. I don't consider myself a corporate girl. I consider myself a businesswoman. And that's what we teach our clients. I want you to know how to get your needs met, which includes creating wealth anywhere. So it could happen in the corporate world. It could happen working for, a team of leaders. It could happen working for one leader. It could happen having 70 people on your team. It could happen having 7 people on your team. It could happen if you work by yourself, if you're an entrepreneur. You need to know how to create fulfillment, fun, freedom in your life by getting your needs met. And then what's great about that is no matter what the wrapper is around you, you're feeling amazing every day because the wrapper will change. You might lose your job. You might lose your favorite boss. Someone else comes in and buys the company. Wow, now this isn't so great after all, right? That wonderful culture that we love for so long. Things are going to change. And if you don't understand that you're empowered and have the ability to get your needs met within that, you will forever be chasing the next wrapper, the next job, the next career that you think is going to be amazeballs. And guess what? It's amazeballs until it's not. And then here we go again. And so what happens is our whole life, we're riding these huge roller coasters of emotional turmoil of like, oh, I got some peace. Oh, crap, there goes the peace. Oh, I got a little bit of control. Oh, there, I lost the control. And you're a victim. And guys, we are high functioning, intelligent, successful, well-off women. And we're giving the control to someone else. And we're saying, if this wrapper is this way, then I'll have this great life. I get calls all the time from women who are like, oh my God, Kate, I heard you say that. I heard you say that. I changed my job. I changed my career. I went from this discipline to another discipline. I went from, corporate world to entrepreneur. I went from entrepreneur to getting a corporate job, whatever. And they're like, I'm no happier than I was before. And I'm like, I know. I did the same thing. And it breaks my heart. And I hate hearing that. We have women all the time who will call us up and talk to us. And then they're like, hey, you know what? I'm just going to go quit my job, which is fine. If you want to quit your job and you're looking forward to that, that's wonderful. But as you guys know, if you're escaping something, it's not. Because not only are you leaving 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, whatever on the table, which is really, adds up very quickly over 2-3 years on the table that could be yours. But it doesn't mean that you're going to be happier staying home. It doesn't mean that you're going to be happier working part-time. It doesn't mean you're going to be happier with the simple life. And it's this huge myth we have where we're always looking for that short term, that silver bullet, that what do I want to say? That easy answer that is going to make all the difference. And like most of the clients that we work with, they've already tried a couple different jobs. They've already tried a different couple of companies. They see the habitual behaviors in themselves. Like, wow, no matter where I go, I seem to attract cray-cray. I seem to always be a workaholic. I seem to always be the person burning out. I've burned out before. I cannot tell you how many women we talk with who have burned out multiple times. And we're like, great, do you want to fix this? And they're like, nah, I'll just change my job. And I'm like, wow, you know what I mean? Like, women, come on, like we got to stand up and take charge here. You can change yourself. You can change who you are. You can make a difference in getting your needs met so that even when the tough stuff happens, even when you have that tough boss, even when you have that team that's, dysfunctional and not working the way we want, all of those things you can manage through and still be at home and be fun and be healthy and be carefree. Now, are there times when it's harder to be that way than others? Of course. I would love to tell you that there's this magical rainbow place where we all can go live, where you just skip through the tulips every day and, unicorns come up and kiss you on the cheek. That doesn't exist. It doesn't exist for, hyper successful women who are hyper wealthy. They have fear. They have challenges. They get hate mail. They have all sorts of things that they have to deal with, right? However, where are they living? Are they living in misery? Are they living just like trying to get to the weekend? Are they living just trying to sloth their way through and changing jobs? No, and nor should you. Because just because they have 10 extra income doesn't make any difference. Doesn't make any, they got 10x the problems. You know what I mean? They got 10x the challenges. They got 10x the headaches. They got 10x the people who are after them or whatever. So it really is not about the outside wrapper. And we have to start changing that. We have to start teaching our daughters that and our sons. We have to start teaching our society that. We have to start making a difference. And for the women who are willing to say, wait, there's a different way to create success. They now know, like our clients know, I can work in any wrapper. Doesn't matter what it is. I know how to create wealth. And that's what I want you guys to take away. So write that down. I want everyone to write it down, put it in the comments, and commit this to you. I am a woman who knows how to create wealth no matter what. And truly you do. Like you guys know this. All of us are women who are geared, like successful women, we are geared to earn well. If tomorrow I could go, I don't know, I'm trying to think, sell, things out of my house on eBay and, figure out how to be like a really successful eBay, I don't know, have an eBay shop. I could do the same thing on Etsy. I could stand outside my house with a snow cone machine and I would make hundreds and hundreds of dollars. My girlfriend and I once, swear to God, years ago, we had one of the most successful garage sales ever in our neighborhood. We literally made thousands of dollars. Why? We didn't just put a bunch of schlock out there in the street to get rid of. It was merchandised. It was on these beautiful, what do you call them? Like racks. We had things that were put together in sets. We had price tags. We were serving cold sodas and muffins. It was a friggin' event. And the whole neighborhood were like, you guys are amazing. We were like, oh, really? Like, doesn't everyone do a garage sale this way? Right? Like that is what a successful woman does. Like she's like all or nothing. Like we go all out. We know how to make money. You know how to make money. It is not your boss. It's not the wrapper. It's not being an entrepreneur. It's not having less hours. It's not having more hours. It's not having a certain title. You've got to start changing that paradigm shift inside yourself. And when you change that belief, now all of a sudden the question doesn't become, what kind of job can I have that will allow me to have a good life? Why do you want to give the power to a job? It's what kind of life do I want to have? And how do I want to create wealth? That's a much more powerful question to ask. Don't you agree? What kind of life do I want to have? And you got to be, and we'll talk about that tomorrow. You got to be pretty specific. It can't be like, I want to have a good life. I want to have a quality life. Yeah, we'll talk about that tomorrow. But that is the question. So I want you to write that down. Like, what kind of life do I want to have? And how do I create wealth to support that? That's it. It has nothing to do with the wrapper. It has nothing to do with the corporate world. It has nothing to do with being an entrepreneur. It has nothing to do with being a business owner. Believe me, business owners are stressed, burning out, workaholics. They're not skipping around with all sorts of freedom, lying around, painting their nails during the day while their staff makes money for them. That ain't happening. Nor are women in the corporate world sitting around all day, bossing around their teams, calling the finance department, the accounting department, the marketing department, saying, hey, I need this, while they sip a lemonade or a latte at their desk. That ain't happening. So this whole idea of the grass is greener somewhere else is it's a myth. And so we've got to cut the BS and stop designing this whole idea of success it's in this perfect little ecosystem that you're someday going to find in a LinkedIn ad. No, it's not. It's inside you. You know how to meet your needs. You know how to be fulfilled. You know how to eat challenges and just be like, great, here's a challenge, but I'm still going to be fulfilled and get my needs met. That's the good life. That's where the freedom goes. And that's how you avoid burnout. If you always give something external to you the power to have freedom and fulfillment, you will burn out. You will crash and burn. You will continue to ride the emotional and the mental and the physical ups and downs that lead to burnout, and really a life where we're just like, what's the point, right? I don't work this hard for this. This sucks. And that's not what I want for any of you. Cool. All right. So tomorrow, tune back in. I'll do the broadcast a little bit earlier. I usually try to do them around lunchtime, Pacific time. We'll see what my calendar has on tomorrow. And we'll talk more about the second reason, the second myth that highly successful women succumb to that leads to burnout. So please be here tomorrow. And I'll have a homework assignment for you tomorrow, which will be fun. So be sure to leave some notes for us in the comment. If you have any questions, leave it in the comment. And also we have further training that's free that we publish. We do live events. I do live webinars and master classes as well. So look in the comments or keep coming back to our page for those that are advertised, and feel free to sign up, because then that way we can chat back and forth and you can ask questions. All right. See you guys.